on the weekend, I had a Halloween party, and I went as Princess Leia from Star Wars. And I wanted to tell the story behind this. I talked a bit about it on the Pat and Mike show on Patreon, but I wanted to tell it to the main pod. But it went off. It was people loved it, and it was really cool getting into costume as Princess Leia. I absolutely loved it. Posted on Instagram, which is the main thing I wanted the costume for. But it's a funny story because I actually, for some reason, I had decided that I wanted to go to Halloween as Yu-Gi-Oh! from the anime series Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I'd just been watching episodes of it mindlessly, and I'm like, I want to go as Yu-Gi-Oh! People will love that. Then I started looking online for Yu-Gi-Oh! Costumes, just pre-made ones, and there weren't really any. You couldn't just buy a Yu-Gi-Oh! Wig because he has quite iconic hair. And slowly I realized my thoughts and plans to go to Halloween dressed as Yu-Gi-Oh! Probably wouldn't come to fruition. So then I was just like, oh, you know what? There's a costume store in Kew where I grew up called The Masquerade. So I went there, and the girl serving came up to me. She's like, hey, do you need a hand? And I was like, just looking for a costume. You don't happen to have Yu-Gi-Oh? And she was like, no. And I'm like, okay. I was looking around. I'm like, what Star Wars stuff you got? And she said, oh, we got pretty much everyone. I'm like, you got Darth Vader? She's like, yeah, great. Get me a Darth Vader. She goes upstairs and gets this Darth Vader costume that is the very involved real deal Darth Vader costume. Cloak, straps on your leg, the box on his chest, the helmet, so many bits and pieces you have to Velcro strap to your body. And I got halfway, the boots, I got halfway and I was just like, you know what? No, I don't want to be Darth Vader. This is too much. It was also a $400 deposit. And I was like, no. So then I said, actually, have you got Luke Skywalker? She's like, nah, we're out of Luke Skywalker because he's really popular. We're out. And I was like, oh, damn. And then she goes, but we've got heaps of Leia. And then I'm just like, get me a Leia. And then I'm putting on these white go-go boots and the Princess Leia hair and putting her robe on and the belt, getting the gun. And as soon as I put that costume on, I was like, wow, this was the role I was born to play. Admittedly, Carrie Fisher was also born to play that role, but I really felt like Leia. And yeah, I went as Leia. And I've decided that I think Halloween, moving forward, I'm going to use as an excuse to dress as a woman. I think that's a fun way to spend Halloween. All my costumes are going to be female characters that I really like. So no, Yu-Gi-Oh! Will not happen, unfortunately. But yeah, it was a really fun party and it was cool cool dressing up and going to this Halloween party and seeing people's costumes. I haven't been to a Halloween party in a long time. So it was awesome to get into costume. See pictures of that on my Instagram, by the way. But I do think, I think Princess Leia is such a good choice because she's just if you've seen the original Star Wars trilogy, she's just such a badass character. She could have been the typical damsel in distress character, but I actually think and admittedly, the original Star Wars films were pretty behind. I'm pretty sure Leia is the only female character in the original Star Wars trilogy, or one of the only speaking female characters. But just as a character, she's super strong, she's badass, she's sassy, she doesn't take shit. And I always thought she was really awesome. I always really liked Princess Leia. I think she's great. Even in the new Obi-Wan Kenobi series, they had the young Princess Leia, and I thought she was great as well. So yeah, it was awesome going as that.